In this table, we're looking at the year and the average hourly earnings of people in healthcare. We want to first off complete the table. So in this case, we have to be a little bit cautious because we see that here are the earnings, here are the change in the earnings. So because the earnings go up by 0.7, we would expect here that they would be 0.7 or 70 cents more, which would put us at 17.75. Well, here we see, so let's see how much of this we can fill in first. So 1848, it goes from 1848 up by 0.75, so 18.48 plus 0.75 means that the new wage would be 19.23. Similarly, that amount jumps by 60 cents, putting us at 19.83. And to check our answer, we should be able to see that 60 cents more would put us at $20.43. Here we're missing a slot, so it goes. The hourly earnings go from 17.75 to 18.48. So 18.48 minus 17.75 would tell us that the increase was 73 cents in that 1 year from 2006 to 2007. The change in the change, well, we see that the rate of increase went up by 3 cents. So they didn't get a 70 cent raise, but a 73 cent raise. And then the amount of the raise actually went up by 2 cents. But then the amount of the raise dropped. They still got a raise, but the amount was smaller. And then the amount of the raise actually did not change. They got a 60-cent increase. This is on average, of course. So explain the meaning of change in E. Well, change in E, first of all, this talks about this. This is the same thing as change in E per change in time, because we're talking about 1 year increments. So the units would actually represent the amount of dollars over the course of year. So this is actually the amount of the raise or the drop that was given in healthcare hourly earnings, but they seem to be going up pretty consistently. So this is again the amount of raise or the amount of decrease, but since they're all positive, this represents raise amounts. Explain the meaning of the change in the change in E. Use an example from the table to illustrate your explanation. So change in E means the amount of the raise in this case. So change in E represents the raise. Well, then the change in E must represent the change in the raise, right? Because that just says that the change in E is the same thing as talking about the raise. So how much does your raise go up or down by? Well, from 1 year to the next, there was always a raise, but the raise actually was 3 cents higher than the raise from the previous year. In this case, the raise from 07 to 08 was 75 cents, but from 08 to 09 the raise was only 60 cents. So the amount of the raise was 15 cents less.